Every class start day, we go and visit their class and we process them all together. And we see them go through T6s and then T1s, T38s, and after they graduate, we process their records again, give them their rating, pilot rating, and their new aeronautical orders. Once they're finished here, we process them and we make sure everything's good with their records.
It is one of those jobs that on paper it can be fairly easy and get complacent, but at the same time, the one time you slip up or don't do something right, it can have pretty big consequences. So it's always important to stay focused. Attention to detail, I mean, that's really the most important thing with this job, is just attention to detail, making sure that everything is supposed to be how it is.
In a squadron, you find out how valuable you are to the flying mission. They basically can't leave out the door unless you give them approval to, which is a very big part. And like the smallest thing that they need to have done, whether it's supervisory or red, it's worth it to catch it and to make sure that they're going to fly out current.
My role directly impacts the mission by making sure that all the air crew are safe when they're stepping, making sure that nothing can go wrong. If that's with their flight suits, any of their gear, if it's for their physical, if they're sick. We determine that by making sure everything's checked off so that there could be no issues. I am A1C Capri Douglas, and I am an Aviation Resource Manager at the 334th Fighter Squadron. My day starts off coming in, checking that flight authorization to make sure that all the aircrew have signed out their jets, checking their go-no-goes, their FCIFs, their currencies, just to be sure that they are legal to step. The most rewarding part of my job is being someone that the aircrew can always rely on, whether it's pulling reports for them to look at their flying hours, or if it's just making sure to be that person to remind them when they need to get things done so that they're able to be safe.
I'm Staff Sergeant Christopher Davis. I work in Squadron Aviation and Resource Management. I'm stationed at Dover Air Force Base in the 3rd Airlift Squadron. I'm from Morganton, North Carolina. We work in the squadrons with the flyers every day. We track their training, their physicals. We do everything from cutting the flight authorizations that they go out and fly missions on. The SAR mission is important because without us in the squadron to track the training for each flyer, you could have someone unqualified going out and flying. If we're not tracking their physicals, someone could go fly and not be physically fit to perform the mission. But we make sure that they have NATOs in a travel order to go into certain locations. Without those orders, they'll be stuck on their aircraft. They won't even be allowed to get off. Or feels good being part of the mission and being able to cut the flight authorizations. I was part of the squadron that got to deliver the first fighters in Italy to bomb ISIL.